I don't know. I don't know. Since you have headphones, by the way, that's a good thing that you're here first. I changed the mic position to be a bit more on the left side, so I might reverb more. So it might be boomy again, still more. Cybersect, hi, welcome on in. Fico, hi. Not first, but yeah, you're not using headphones. Good. Well, that won't tell us. That won't tell us. But it's fine. Cat, hi. Welcome on in. Chris, hi. Not second, Piccolo. You are third. Exactly third. Like him. Hi. God damn. Everyone at once. That's crazy. What do you mean you rarely use them? I thought you were a headphone person. You know, with headphones. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, that's a fair point. I will need to refill that really soon. Because, you know, oh, fuck me. Sorry, I forgot that again. I forgot everything. Ah! Brace yourself, please. Thank you for the bus check. Appreciate it. Yes, it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna need to test that. That works. We good. Stream Deck is not broken again. I mean, it is still broken, but not broken again. You know, the usual. All day. I see. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. I think I think that's good. I think today is going to be a very, very short one. I'm telling you that now because I'm hot, like hot, hot. Like you can't tell, but hot. It's like how could I say that? My regular temp is uh 37.3, 37.5, which is higher than usual, higher than most people. And um, if I'm taking my temps with this thing, you know, that's the regular thing that's just like on the forehead and you're good. I'm at 37.8 regular temps, good. However, if I take my temp in my ears, which is higher temperatures than the rest of your body, and it's not necessarily made for this position specifically, but it registers 38.8. So I am hot. Yes, this is the wee things. Yes. So yeah. Also, Kat, why do you have to go out? You don't need to go out again if you don't have the brain capacity, social battery, willpower. Do not need that, you know. So, eh, eh. And like him, you said the conversation was a 1 hour conversation with the CEO on Wednesday, which is weird because Wednesday was the day that we talked about stuff, but fine. And he disagrees with me on two topics, which are which topic? It's Jim Bro's birthday. I see. Skip it. Yeah. I don't know your birthday. I don't know birthdays. You know, I forget my sister's birthday. I forget on purpose my mom's birthday. Uh, when my dad was still alive. I forgot my dad's birthday. It's eh, um, that's pretty good. I mean, that's a pretty good CEO if that's that mattered for him. So yeah. Um, so yeah, yeah. 25th of what? That's the thing. 25th of February. Is that is that the day? Like you know, could have been the 25th of January. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know birthday. I don't do birthdays. It's the same thing as New Year for me. It just makes no sense. It's you made one more rotation around the Earth, and that's about it. Um, and what are the two things that he disagrees with me? Like him. That's the question I asked. No, the other way around. Um, Chris, the fact that you said my maid is really telling, but also you have problems we don't have. So, you know, yeah. Yours is pretty simple, Kat. It is at the end of the year, -2. So I'm fine with that. I can remember that. -3, technically. Depends on the year. Whatever. It makes sense. But yeah, same thing. Like my sister is in August, I think. I'm unsure. And, you know, I never know if it's like on the 30 or the 31st. I know it's the same day as another old colleague that I used to have in a startup. And um, yeah, since I don't use Facebook anymore, I don't have the reminders. So that's a thing. Yee. I don't need birthdays. I don't need birthdays. Anyways, so I've been sick for 4 days, I think. Since Monday, been kind of sick. Technically since Saturday, kind of sick, and then still sick, which is kind of sad. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, um, because there is no real symptoms, things that are like, eh, I just, yeah, I don't, nothing really changed. So it's really weird. And I don't know. It's not linked to anything. I haven't been out. I haven't drank too much. I have eaten too much. That's the only link that I have. Um, but yeah, I don't know why it happened. That's the thing. Anyways, it's fine. Um, I told you to keep it secret. I told you to own your mistakes, but I think your colleague was right. She's trying to look after you, and she's more socially competent to listen to her. No, no, but fine. Morton, hi, welcome in. Um, yeah, I will die sooner than everyone, then, anyways, so that's fine. I'm prepared for that. You're not, but I am. um, but yeah, no, Logan. Owning your mistake is not a socially competent or not socially competent, or someone looking after you, not someone looking after you. If you made a mistake, you own your mistake, and you just that there is no someone's looking after you. Chipotle, hi, welcome in, welcome back. I am dying, yes. Like everyone. I'm dying faster than everyone because I have brain issues and spinal cord issues and other things. Uh, like, what is the fucking word in English? I forgot. Whatever. You know. So I'm dying faster than most of you, which is good. It's a good thing. Out faster. Um, yeah, there's just only 100%. Nonetheless, what is the second thing? Because you're probably typing the second thing. We have three S's? That's crazy. Um, yeah, this is okay. So you are getting fired, and that's good. And it's a good CEO because he want to take actions fast, but the actions that he takes are wrong. So yeah, I take back what I said. That is a shit CEO. Like, or let me rephrase that. It's probably a good CEO for profit margins and ensuring that the company stays safe in terms of him getting money and that his um like you should have picked up the phone. Nonetheless, that's on you again. Uh, but if I'm bringing something to the CEO as saying that one of the employees that we have currently is making a mess of the teams and team member and how they talk together, um, and they say, I don't want to know, I don't want to work for that person anymore. So, yeah, I want my CEO to want to know how the company is doing. Like, that's basic CEO stuff. Like, if I have an employee that comes to me and tell me, everything is going good except with that person, which is making our lives very much bad for the whole system. Bad mouthing, screaming at us, all that. But you don't want to know that? No. Yeah, if you didn't call back, that's fine. But still, like it's a weird thing. Um, yeah, yes, cat, but that's good. Like, if you go to the HR department, which is not your friends as always, but if you go to the HR department and you say something going is going wrong with that other person, um, can you do something about it, or can you talk to them, or can you do something because you are the HR person, and I don't want to face that heads on, and then they fire you for that. If you're in the US, this is retaliation, which means that you have ground for a lawsuit, which is really good, US based, as always, pretty good. If you're not in the US, which is our case, you don't have that. But that's also a very good thing to know that the people in the company are maintaining the perceived, like, appearance of the employees being good for the CEO and not like listening to the employees. So, yeah. Yeah, I did the cat. I read that. But yeah, it's just weird. It is the same. To me, it is the same. If the people in charge of the people are not taking care of the people, it makes no sense. Um, no, you did. I mean, if I read your message exactly, you said my friend got fired because he told the people the HR manager was harassing the only other female colleague in the company. So you said that the HR manager was harassing the other female colleague. That's what you said. The French labor, I don't know how to pronounce that. The French laws and the French protection system is pretty good if you have grounds. If you don't, you basically are, well, left on your own. Like you have nothing. You have nothing to help your case, if you have a case. And then the other thing is, as a white, kind of, mostly, it depends on the day, um, but man as well, I don't have any issues with uh, having my points taken into consideration, which, you know, that's a good thing on my side, but that, you know. I think more than that comes out of nowhere, but no, I don't think you did. That's weird. Have a good luck. It's, eh, yeah, I mean, getting better at human interactions is a pretty critical task that you need to have for sure. So that's a good target or good things to look forward. Um, but I don't know if I can Google that more than it sounds like a prank on its own. But again, I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm like, based on the discussion that we had on Wednesday, you are not working for the money. I don't know if you have signed the contract. I guess probably. Um, you do like the company itself, and you will not learn any technical skills in that company based on what the CEO said and what you have defined. And your only goal is to get people skills, which um, you can get people skills in an environment that is better for you, and you will make people skills better in an environment that is better for you. Um, like I've never seen the mirror. And I don't know what that is, Morton. I can see the king, which for some reason still alive. But yeah. um And that last message, I disagree. Like, making, like, not telling others to not make the social exercise harder kind of makes sense. I disagree. Like, it's not telling them to make it harder. It's having the exercise done properly in owning your mistakes and making sure that you have the interactions that needs to happen, which are hard decisions to be taken and hard conversation to have with the CEO, with the manager, with your colleagues, with everyone to make sure that, well, um, the relationship in between the colleagues and the human needs to take place. So if again, it doesn't seem like something that you can do based on the relationship that happens in that company specifically in terms of the manager, the CEO, the second manager, I think, um, and all of that. But when I had an issue with a dev that really had bad thing to say about me during the day, just saying that I'm just there to make things pretty, that I don't know what I'm talking about, all that. I just took them in the fucking uh, in the conference room and I said, "What's your problem with me? Like, what's the issue? I have the skills. I don't know what I did to you. I don't know what you did to me, but you are not talking to me like a human being. You're not respecting my skills, and I need that to either stop or we're gonna stop working together." And then they stopped. So it's just like a matter of having the conversation that needs to happen, and sometimes these are the hard conversation, which makes the exercise of human interactions kind of harder. But at the end of the day, that needs to happen. So yeah, I think you need to. I think you need to. Doodle, hi, welcome in, welcome back. How are you? How's everything? Over on YouTube. I really need to add like the multi-chat, but I don't have one that is horizontal, so I can't. I mean, I do have one that is horizontal, but I haven't put it in place. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, I like him. That's the. I mean, that's the thing. The first fact, first thing is you had the conversation with the CEO, which is really good, right? That's a very good starting point, I would say, to well start having conversation with the people that aren't necessarily impacted by your work. Um, From my perspective, obviously, I am from the outside. I don't know what I'm talking about based on the rest of like the company, the rest of your relationship with the employees, the employer, the manager, all that. I just have your perspective. So as I said on Wednesday, I don't know anything. So you take my word or not, I don't care. It's not my responsibility. So yeah, that happens. But the fact that you had the discussion is pretty good. But from my perspective, the fact that they don't want to know is a big ass red flag. Um, the fact that they tell you to hide mistakes that you make is it's secondary red flags. Uh, Telling you that the fact that the other coworker that you have is hard to work with, but that's how they are, and you should just deal with it. Another red flag. So they are like stacking things since you started talking about the company. And if that was me, well, that wouldn't happen, first of all. But if that was me, I would have either the managing company that we talked about on Wednesday, um, like to place you in another mission, another thing, because this one doesn't work. This one is not good. You will not learn anything technical, as he said. And the only thing that you would potentially learn is people skills, which is good to have. I'm not going to say anything otherwise, but gaining people skills in a toxic environment is not gaining people skills. It's getting scared people skills, or the opposite, which is going to be toxic people skills, which I would not recommend you to get. So Yeah, but that's weird. Ah, you know, um, Dublato. That is an interesting name. Well, go on in. How are you? Who are you? How did you find the stream? Thanks for chatting. I appreciate it. I mean, it's it's looked like double and ado, as in double in French, and ado as in adolescent in French. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. By random chance. Well, we'll go in. In here, we do some um, design stuff, design related stuff. Right now, we're talking about another person in the chat called Arkham that has like a bit of a toxic company, at least in my point of view. And the last message, I need to answer that because that's wild to me. If the CEO told you, um, I care about you, if it was anyone else, I would tell the manager to call them tomorrow and ask what's up. But because it's you, I care about you. Um, I know this is far reached, and you know, brace yourself. But for 5 years, my ex told me that she loved me and she was waiting for me and all that. Well, she had another guy the whole time that she's now married to, and I was the only one based on the text. So it sounds the same to me. Like, because it's you, I care about you. No, they don't. And also, it's a CEO. So at the end of the day, they don't. Like, you are someone in the company that they talk to maybe once a week, maybe twice a week at best. And yeah, you are there to make them money, like in the French thing. So yeah, it means nothing to you. That is interesting. Do you remember when you made it? Like when it came to you and you were like, ah, yeah, that's gonna stick. Because there's probably something behind it. In the time, like I remember one of my first username was Magic Match, and the reality of what it was I was eight, seven, eight. I forgot, but I had to create my first username somewhere, and then it sticked. And I created it because it was the uh, Disney Magic video game for Mac OS, and there was a thing about a match, I think, and I just combined that in my head. It was Magic Match, and that made sense. And that's how it came out. And now my username is just my initials. Wait here. Um, yeah. Also, yeah. Also, the power dynamic is an important thing to take into consideration. I don't think here there is anything really. I mean, there might be something, but it's a bit different. Um, yeah, I mean, that's a good thing. I'm not saying that it's untrue. I'm just saying that it sounds from the outside like my ex. That's all I'm saying. Um, yeah, Yeah, but that's the thing, right? If if you both have the a similar brain or similar way of seeing things and analyzing the situations and making sure that the um like that you care about him, he cares about you, whatever, and you tell them that someone in the company is making the company worse, and they tell you I don't want to know, that's shit. Like it yeah, it's I don't know. And how do I pronounce your name though? Is it Dubla or is it like Blado or Blado? I don't know. Dub Dublado. Yeah, but like that's the thing. I'm French, sadly, but DOU is do, as in do, like the DO in English. So blah makes sense, but do blah do blah do blah do. I don't know. Good, fine, 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 fine. I take it. I take it. You don't know. I don't know. No one knows. It's fine. It's just so that I know how to say your name. That sounds kinky. But at least when I'm talking to you, when you're asking a question and I'm answering, there's someone else that is reading the chat can know. That's the thing. That is the thing. But yeah, um, yeah, that's a fair point. Good. That's pretty good. Like that is. I mean, that's not pretty good. That is really good. That's not. It is really good. That's good content to have and really good to have for your portfolio and your case study and all that. So that, yeah, good job on that. Um, doesn't change the fact that the activities of the manager and the activities of the CEO are not really good based on the external point of view. Um, so yeah, but it's good. It's good that you have like you had a task to do, you did the task, it worked, you detailed the task, you explained what you did, what you found, all that. Kane, hi, welcome. How are you? Welcome back. How's the day going? 2, 2 p.m., right? No, 12. I forgot. Argentina is just there, just in the middle. God damn. I'm gonna say 1 p.m. But yeah, like it's good content. Like it is good content. I'm gonna clap for that because that's good. But yeah, it's mostly like for you as the task ahead in order to make that work. Make sure that you have the case studies, the content written in a way that makes sense. And if you have visual aids, if the work that you did was mostly visual, I don't know. But if you have visual aids, things like preview of the component that you worked on, preview of the code snippets that you worked on, um, things that can help a reader to go through the whole thing, that's going to help a lot in understanding stuff. Again, I'm going to, as always, I mean, Denny is really good in the case study things. I hate it because I'm not. Denny's really good. And the whole VidMount case studies that is here is extremely good. Also, it seems my screen is frozen. 1 second. That is not supposed to happen. Huh, that is an interesting thing. Um, What happened? What happened? Much better. Uh, much better. So yeah, no, stream is not over. I mean, I could, but yeah. Anyways, this thing right there. Did I do that? I don't think so. Anyways, take a look at that again. It's really good. But this whole case studies from Denny, let me zoom in a tad, that we have some content, is having like basically visuals. It's probably not the same type of work that you have done, but it has like the hook of I'm someone that is looking for a designer. That's the top section of the case study. So you have all of these that explain like the problem, the solution that I found. Here are like some of the principle that we have, design principle, whatever it could be, pain points, bugs, whatever. Like ton of things can happen. You have visuals to explain how things have been created. And once you reach the point that you're like, yeah, cool, I know how things are, here is the whole section on research, which is what you have done right now. So knowing that, like you found an improvement somewhere, you documented how you found it, what you did to figure out the changes, all that. This is the whole research thing that is really, really good. So what they did was Reddit research, some other assumptions, some other post-it notes, things working with multiple people, like with Phil's as well, but creating the flow, ensuring that we had like some old landing page of how it works, wireframe thinking, going through like the creation of the design system slash UI kit that needs to happen to make the whole thing work, and then going through all that through final design at the end with cool ass mockup, which is not necessary, but you know, like presentation of how things could be and all that. At the end, there is the retrospective section, which is pretty good, um, in terms of proving that the thing that you have put in place are positive, um, for everyone. So that's really good. Anyways, that's the that's my praise for Denny because he missed last stream. He said he was sad about it. But yeah, hi again, Kate. I hope you're good. I hope your day is going good. But yeah, like the section that you just did, Larkham, is the section that is uh, right here. Like that research and exploration, like solution finding, basically, is what you have done. And so if you have, again, if you have a bit of visual aids, that will help, um, or that could help a lot to make sure that the people that will look at the case study later will understand and will digest it easier in terms of like reading speed and content and whatever. You know, all that. But that's the yeah, that's the thing. The thing. Uh, you didn't. You had my previous, username biography, but that's also what happens. It was your first message in the chat, so that made sense. Um, yeah. As feedback, if you have like things to take a look at, again, based on what you said, I don't know if the thing that you've worked on is more dev than design, if it's more design than dev, if it's something else. I don't know. So maybe having like visual aids makes no sense because it's a code project, um, which again, like makes no sense really to have like visual aids. But based on, I mean, coding for designers is a bit more visuals because it's for designers. But shit like uh, this section, which is laggy as fuck, it's mainly this. This is like visual aid for devs, kinda, like kinda. Yeah, I mean your NeoVim setup might have a theme. I hope. Otherwise, goddamn, goddamn. Um, but yeah, like it's not necessarily like very much visual, but it is visual enough so that you kind of know. Um, see, I knew there was a theme there. That's a very common thing. But yeah, like tiny tiny thing. This is too much. Though. I said that many times. This is too much. These amount of uh, tiny micro interactions on hover, uh, it's a waste of time. If you finished the whole content and you know exactly what needs to happen on the whole page and you're good with that and you're happy with it and you have the time and you can take the time to create these illustrations and these animations, do it. But if you just have the static version, that's good. This is a waste of time. A waste of time. But yeah, other than that, I think that's the VidMount is going to be the best fully fleshed out case studies from someone of the community that we can showcase and share every time. There is plenty others that are really good. Like as always, Behance has like a ton of them, including mobile case studies, dev case studies, whatever case studies. And as my Behance says, we have a ton of ass. That's a nice ass. That is a nice ass. Yeah. It looks similar to the other one that I did from the side, I think, but I don't know if there is like a side ass shot. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that sounds weird. Um, there is kind of one. It's, eh, debatable. Anyways, uh, I don't want to make this one in Figma. There is another one that I want to make in Figma that I kind of shared roughly. I think it is lucid. I don't know. I forgot. Let me check. I think uh I think I did that on Threads. I think I did that on Threads. However, I need to now have ass on the feed. I've been liking a lot of posts lately, so that's gonna be kind of complex. I think nobody shared it. I'm unsure. I'm unsure. Goddamn. Either this one or it is has been shared on Twitter. I forgot. It's been a while. You can see a semblance of ass. The pixelation helps. Um, like this is one of the things that I kind of want to do in Figma just because it is easy. And the back is really clean and really simple and really good. So that's the newer Sigma camera. It is the most minimalistic camera that I've ever seen, which is really good. But also, it's not that challenging, so I don't know if I want to do that. Anyways, that's one. The other one was a car, but it's been like weeks, so I think it's not there. I think it's somewhere else. When I'm saying somewhere else, I'm saying like really down on the list of things that I liked. Specifically on Twitter, I think that I mean, it's been a while now, so yeah. Um, And yeah, I only test on prod as well. It's been a while. See how cool it is? Get it? It's so nice. It's so simple. It's so easy. Like that looks like it has been made in Figma already. So I'm like, yeah, that's probably something that I can play with, you know. But oh yeah, it has been made in Figma. This is a fake rendering. Ah, cool. I knew that. um, like it is so simple and so minimalistic to recreate in Figma. It would take us an hour, and basically the hour is gonna be that bitch ass texture to make it like properly. But there is a car ass specifically that we've done or that I've saved that you've seen on stream. Um, Let me see. Can I find it? It's been a while. Nope. Haven't heard of it. I do not know what happened. I don't. I mean, since I'm not on Twitter anymore, much. I mean, I am right now, but I really don't use it. It's not on my phone. I deleted it. Um, I'm sad about it, but yeah, it's for the greater good right now. Look at it. I mean, this one is not the same, but like, look at it. God damn. Um, that's not the one that I'm looking for. Anyways, this one is amazing. The whole Hyundai car has been like that specific one with these rear lights are amazing, and I love that. I'm not a car person, but you know, that's not the one I was looking for, but still, that's the one that I'm looking for. This looks so good. This, I don't know what it is. I don't know which car it is. I don't know where it comes from. It has the curves that I would love to have in a car for me. Has details like these small ass things. I like that a lot. Really nice. It might be. I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue. And they haven't posted like more pictures. They have like other apps, but they don't have more picture like they. I'm sad about it. But again, there is apparently a PT right there. So I don't know what that is. There is a PT. It's looking good. Specifically that back window thing. Maybe concept, yeah. Probably concept. So sad. Which would make sense for the curved glass in the background. But yeah, like there has been a ton of these, specifically real lights, that are really, really cool. And I do like that. After this, like there is nothing really more than this. God damn. This whole account is really good for me in terms of things. For Figma, because these are perfect renders and really easy to recreate. So it's fun to have. Anyways, why am I derailing myself again? I don't know. I don't know what I was saying. But yeah, no, Chris, I don't know. Workflow versus lovable. I, I, I mean, I don't think there is a question there, based on if you are looking for who wins in design, Webflow is going to win. If you're looking for who wins in dev, Lovable is going to win. Um, if you are looking for custom interaction, Webflow is going to win. And if you're looking for ease of use and simplicity of creation, Lovable is going to win. So, yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, if they are both going for Lovable, yeah, no, Brett is Webflow. That makes a lot of sense. But I mean, yeah, I mean, to me, it's not a question. Based on, or not based on, like, depending on the thing that you're trying to judge, um, if it's the ease of creation, Lovable is going to win. Like, you have the ability to do the things in, um, really? God damn it. I think I'm going to say that. It's going to sound weird. But me, with my library of things, I can win everything. Me on my own, this is limited. Like my ability to win any competition is going to be very, very limited based on the thing that is judged on. But if I have access to all the thing that I have, which is basically the entirety of this at my disposal, like you want me to do something and it's like a dating app with a space bar and you're like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know what to do. Let me just get that, and that's it. Like if I have access to my tool, because these are my tools, I'm winning. Like there is no question. Like I don't need to think much. It's just like, okay, so we are looking for X product. I have a UI kit for X product already. I can use that as a base, and then that's it. Like it's gonna take me 5 seconds to look for the thing. If it's on my own, it's gonna take more time. So yeah. Yeah. Anyways, the rules usually are kind of limited. It's the same thing as volumes. I don't know if you've followed that. Um, I don't think. I don't think it should. Like the is it showcase? No. Volume has or used to have, or it might be somewhere, the Volume contest, which is basically something that they do often-ish, where they use Webflow because Volume is library, I guess. Yeah, like component library for Webflow, kinda. And that they have like a bit of a contest where two designers are going head to head in creating something. I'm looking at the thing and I can't talk at the same time, obviously. No, no. Design League, that thing, which is pretty good overall. It's not that much um, complicated, but it is like a thing that is streamed, so you can see both of the contestant working at the same time on the same prompt and working not together but like against each other in creating something that stands out or is different, whatever. And so it is really good in terms of, you can see, like, for example, Dan and Tommy were going head to head on something. We had like a talk about it at some point where Dan basically had a bit of a creative block at the beginning. And what he did was go for the footer directly and basically created that thing, um, and had like the full ID at the bottom first, and then created the rest of the page because it was more intuitive for him to do that. And this is like a competition in 30 minutes. Who can come up with the best like landing page? I think it's landing page every time. Um, and that's something that I would never be able to do because I would take 30 minutes to read the brief just because of how my brain work, and I would just stumble upon every words. Um, so yeah, in the rules though, because that's the thing. Um, you have 30 minutes to come up with something, which I mean, it's something that we've done on stream many times, but it is like kind of um, not enough for my brain to work. Like that's not how I work. So I would never make it past the first bracket. Like if I were to ever do that. The thing that is pretty good for this is if you win, you can win like I think it's 5K um for the winner, which is really good. But yeah, it's been really interesting to see at least. That's I mean I don't want to rewatch the same thing on Instagram and not in on the website. God damn it. Again, the like yeah, like it needs, or at least for me, it needs to take. I know that they have this thing, which is like the audience is deciding um like who is winning. So if you appeal to the audience, you're kind of good. But the match itself is decided on something that has been randomly selected on the day. I mean, technically on the minutes. So you receive the same brief at the same time. You can read at the same speed. Then you go on. But yeah, like I would spend for the first 15 minutes on Pinterest or on Dribble or somewhere to find something. And then if you have the ability to use either the volume UI kit or Untitled UI kit as a base, then you kind of good. But yeah, I'm seeing things that are like from Tommy's point of view, this is really creative. From Dan's point of view, this is really creative as well. When I'm looking at these two, they are really classical. Um, Big fonts, big things, bright colors, dark mode. That makes sense. It's probably like the regular thing. Um, but yeah, when you compare these two, this one is classical, this one is a bit more creative, which makes sense. And Grace has a bit of a different type of abilities and different types of design, usually. Nonetheless, it will take me a while to get into that. That's all I'm saying. Like basically, if I go on Dribble and pitch, and you tell me that I need to do like a landing page for glasses, yeah, like I would basically go here, look at web design, see what has been created, what are the currently common patterns that I can see, and then and only then would I be able to potentially come up with something. But like there is a ton of stuff that, for example, here, if these pictures were not that good, the website is kind of shit. Like what makes the website good is gonna be the visuals, the photographs of the people with the glasses right there, that is what makes basically the glasses stand out. Whereas if I'm doing a competition, I don't have access to that quality of picture. So it's gonna just be that with a big ass picture in the background. I don't know. It sounds kind of bad. Kind of bad. But yeah, it's I. Yep. Anyways, that's another thing. That's volume is kind of similar to what you were talking about. And if it is like allowing shit like this, then yeah, that's fine. But it's not. I don't think it is. Um, but I mean, same thing. Here you can 100% go in there and find like either a template or your a UI kit or something um, for the web, like a landing page, and just look at how it has been made. But mm, I have doubts. Like this is more project based than anything else. It's no. The only thing that would be good, I would say, here or in Framer templates, like in all the templates for, I don't know, let's say health, because that's the thing. Most of the people that are allowed in the Framer template marketplace thing have been kind of vetted by the Framer team to ensure that the marketability of that landing page or that website or that thing is working and is going to be good for anyone that uses it. So it has some sort of a um, proven pattern in terms of design, in terms of content that you can access to and ensure basically ensure that this is something that would work. So if you're looking at it like this is very cute hero header, an interesting shape at the bottom, and then you have proven patterns from marketing websites with images, text, features, images, text, data, text, images, data, and kind of what's the word for that? Social proof. Social proof is the word on there, and then other things, blog because obviously you need that, and then the footer that is useless but it's still there. You know, but that's the idea. So I think once you have like your skeleton, or you have heard or seen or practiced enough landing pages, you will kind of get used to that. I know that there is brain, can you work for a second? Um, I think I don't know. Oh yeah, Skype is dead. Finally. After years of waiting, he's finally dead. Um, I think like shit like this. Like once you get that, you get based on your message of you're struggling with website right now. But that's basically it. Like you don't really need more than this. You do, but you kind of don't need much more than this. And there is plenty of these I'm looking for specific ones, but obviously when I'm looking for something, it doesn't show up. But like shit like this one as well. Like I think this one is a homepage, and that's a pattern that you can reuse, and it has like most, well not most, but like the explanation of what is what, where, how is it built, why does it work. Not really, but it is a proven pattern. So that is the thing that you kind of want to get to. But also, what I don't like about it is it is the same for every landing pages. Every website is going to be the same, kind of. Not really, but you know. So, um, mm, that's not necessarily a bad thing. You might see it as a bad thing, apparently. That's not necessarily a bad thing to be limited. It depends on what your task are. Like if your task is mostly the dev side and the designer has done stuff that you don't really agree with because designer wise you think that it would be better otherwise, but your task is mostly dev, you can just do the dev stuff. If your task is dev plus design, or just design as well, and do more pages in design, you can bring up same thing, you can bring up like your fears or recommendation to the client and say, well, these colors not necessarily good. Um, oh, that's did you? I'm gonna ask something. Did you pixel perfect from what the designer did to what you did, or nah? Because maybe that's the difference. We never know. We do know, but maybe like if you didn't entirely, like if it has stuff that is missing, um, yeah, I see. I mean, do you have the ability to change stuff without changing stuff? As in, you create like a theme feature in the dev section saying, well, this is the designer theme. That's what they have defined, and this is what I would propose as a better alternative because this is easier and better and would bring more conversion. And we can have that as a beta and as an A/B test, so that you can see which one works the best and which one converts most. That is a bit of a dick move for the designer, or like for you on the designer side, to just go behind their back and say, well, your thing was shit, so I did that. Um, but yeah, no, what I'm saying is like, would you be able to create a new theme, like a fully new theme with new font, new colors, new thing that you think in your point of view, um, like, would you be able to change that? Not at all. That's kind of sad. I hate to refill this. I'm gonna refill this. One second. Mm, yeah, I mean, again, the visual will help for sure. Um, but you kind of um, I mean, if the client has paid for that designer to define the new branding and the new thing, and they are happy with it, and it's just like you are not really happy with it, that's not necessarily your position to say that it's bad or good. Like if the client like it, the client likes it, well, fine. I don't care. However, if you have the ability to just say, well, it would be better if, and then you show them how better it could be, and they're like, yeah, you're right, it is better with your version. Um, Maybe they're like, well, you know what? We agree with you, and that would be a better route. So maybe we can offset the deadline by like a month or something so that you can work on that instead. Um, so I don't know. And Kane, yes, throw the topic. We'll see. We'll see what it is. Yeah, that's also a pretty fair point. But we've seen that many times, Chris. That's another thing that we've seen where you go on something like I don't know, an example, a rough example. Um, you go here and you're like, well, I don't really like that design. It doesn't match for me. It doesn't do the thing that I want to do. Like, and it it could be better. It could be like improved by changing this or that, or making things bigger or smaller or whatever. You know, all that. But eh, if the client, which right now is myself, is telling you, well, this is exactly what I wanted, like this background, this grid that is kind of offsetted, um, all that makes sense to me. Eh, eh. I don't, I don't. It doesn't really matter. So, eh, I think I guess that's would be my answer. I'd like to know your experience selling digital assets. You think it's something worth doing? Can someone live from that? Yes, there's a ton of people that live from that. It is kind of shitty in terms of what you can do, what you can't do. It has a very high potential for conversion and getting paid um, like a lot if you catch trends early or create things that are in the moment, like extremely, extremely fast. Like for example, yesterday or this morning, the Canadian have renamed the Americano the Canadiano instead, just as a pushback from the US, whatever. If you made stickers and you made a sticker called the Canadiano and you put that on Etsy, there is a high probability for you to make it and sell a lot of them if it's good. But you have to be basically more than fast. Like you you need to be like you see the news, you create something, you publish it, it is available, and basically that. If you see it on social, it's too late. So you need to be in the news sphere to be able to make things that make sense. There are topics that will kind of stay in the news for a longer time. So that's something that can do. But other than that, like that's for digital assets, or just assets and things. Um, but when it comes to assets, brain, please, 1 second. I just had had one or two. S Mouse is doing amazing stuff, and Nanny's doing amazing stuff as well. So Smouse or S Mouse, I never know how to pronounce their name. They have um, digital assets and bundles and things. I have a discount code for them. It is on my Discord. I like what they do. It's really good. They have like a ton of shaders and caustics and things that I really useful for me when I was working with glass. So, you know, I like that. But these things are like $70, $20, $5 right there. And right now some of them are zero because it's on sale. But they I wouldn't say that they make a living out of it, but they do have like a significant amount of their revenue on the weekly basis that is coming from selling these packs of things. Um, what they do, however, if I remember correctly, is that they do have like an Instagram that is pretty much showing. I don't know if it's every day, but like often, a video which contains the assets. A thing that showcase how to use whatever tool that they have created. So there is a need for content creation. So you kind of need to be an influencer without being an influencer. Um, and the content needs to be good. Like for example, this creating caustics in Blender is annoying. It is one of the most annoying things to do. So having S mouse CG stuff is great because you do import the fucking plugin and then you're done. You don't have to do anything. And so these videos of just showcasing how it is speak for themselves. So that's one thing. And then the second one, not as mouse, but Nanny, is a Twitch slash stream overlay content creator thing. And right now they've been working on other like um, stream widgets, overlays, things which are really good. I do like a lot. Like they have created this tic-tac-toe thing, which is like basically uh, a widget that works on stream where, or a game that works on stream where two people in the chat could interact together and have like a party or a game together, and maybe they can not voucher points, lottery points, whatever. I forgot how it's named, but that's something that they have done. That's a widget that they can like add to the content. Um, but they are creating content. Like as you can see, that is like the second post, third post, fourth, fifth. Like they have made five different posts. They have created, showcased some of the things that they have made in the past and has been used in other people's streams. And they are posting every day, multiple times a day, potentially about the same thing, but it is an insane amount of marketing, which is what I should do, and I don't because I hate it. But it is feasible. So, um, there is a ton of assets and content based, like Etsy, asset stuff that you can do and you can have. Like, again, this is going to be very simple. Stream overlays, if you're good in that, you can see how many things are currently at $2 for a full stream overlay. This seems to have like some sort of an animation thing. Not necessarily the best options, but there is probably like people that will do a full stream overlay pack for $5. And you could do that, but it is complicated. Like you can see this one is the white version of this one. It's the same. They just had to change the color once and they sell it as a different listing. So yeah, that's the, I would say that's the reality of thing. If, and as, I mean, I can see that from this page. This is a basic overlay, it's $2. This is a basic overlay, it's $2. This is a more complex, has a bit of 3D and things, $6. Not much. If I go down and I go into this, this has a ton more personality in terms of the content and how it's presented and all that. It is $22 and 17 right now. So it's 3 times, even 4 times the amount that the others are at. But that is because the quality of it is greater. But you can see that this one and this one is probably the same person. Um, and they place their price point at like $20. So it is feasible. It's also something that is kind of, I don't want to say overdone, but it is overdone. um, Specifically for stream overlays, like there is a ton of artists that are doing stream overlay, and you know, eh. But it is like really, really a lot of work that you need to do, or like a very, very, very great efforts in the marketing, in the sharing the content that you're making, and you can live from it if if um like maybe you partner with someone that is already big in the beginning, like let's say um I don't know, let's say I'm building something for streamers. I'm building like the stream widgets, and I'm partnering with Harris Eller or Andy Leapy or some of the big names of the YouTube communities that are sharing stuff for streamers, and they talk about the thing that I'm selling, and they have like a discount code that is just giving them like giving the viewers 25% off or something. That would make it work for the first like months, but then you need to do that again for the next months, and you need to do that again for the next months, and you need to do that again for the next months, and so on and so forth until uh, you basically can't have the same person work with you again for reasons. And some of the big names of like streaming and all that, I'm talking about streaming because that's the direction in which I would go to, not necessarily what you would do, but you know, that's just examples. Um, like right now, or the same thing for the Japanese app. I'm thinking about giving like some discount. I mean, I can't really, but cuts to some people when they buy, but it's, I don't know. It's just like you can't really tap on the same person every week unless you have infinite money in a way. So if that person is sharing your content and they are bringing you 10,000 people, that's a lot. And from these 10,000 people, 5,000, which is a lot, are buying something, 25% or 50% of that is going to be for the influencer themselves, and then the rest is going to be for you. And then um, for basically the sad thing is that you're paying taxes not on the 50% that you save for yourself, you're paying taxes on the 100%. And then you can say that these are payment for your employees, but it's not the same. So it you're not gonna make that much in the beginning unless you become really, really known. So to answer the question directly, yes, it is feasible. It takes a lot of work, and it takes way more work than having a job to get the same amount of pay. Um, so there's that. And also, yes, influencers can also decide to make a video talking about your stuff and be like um, happy with it, and then you're happy with what they bring to your store, and you want to work with them again, and they say, well, no, we already worked together last month, I can't do that again this month, maybe in 6 months. So that's it with that specific person for the next 6 months. You can't really rework with them, and you need to find someone else, or you need to do some more marketing on your end, and so on and so forth, which is like, a ton of work. It is feasible, annoying, but it's feasible. And again, because I'm not like a marketing person, it's just it's what I hate the most, personally speaking. And I would love to be able to just be here. Let me plug that thing in and just say, uh, that like we have the app, and if you want to learn Japanese, please go there. It's really good. Yay, and be done with it. But I need, and I don't do it, but I need to do some marketing things and share the app with the internet, show that on Twitter, Threads, Instagram, everywhere to make sure that people are aware that it exists. And it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. Um, like the the Android version, which is available, it's good. I mean, it's good. It's there. It is there. It works. Um, how can I say that? The acquisition on this bitch is slow. Like slow, slow. It's been out since January something. So it's been like a month and a half. We have 50 people on this one. Um, I broke 1,000 people on the app on iOS in the first month and a half of release. So there is also like that thing, which is based on what you want to build, what you want to share, what you want to create, what you want to sell, have product wise. Uh, there are some people and there are some platforms that will have different reach and different sellability, ability to sell your things, and the marketing that you do. Maybe it's because the product that you want to do is something that would work 100% on LinkedIn, for example, but not on YouTube. Then you need to go on LinkedIn to do your marketing for that. Or maybe it's something that will work perfectly for Facebook. I don't know. Because of the audience and the things. So that's something. If you don't know how to market it, to do the SEO, to do the promotion, and all of that, you can ask ChatGPT. It's not the best, but it works. You can ask us if you want to take a look at some of the things that you can do, and we can help. But I need to know what you want to build in order to help. Otherwise, I can't. I don't have like a an industry thing that I can point you at or direct like the content and say, well, this could work. This is like an option. Um, you know, all that. But yeah, even if you don't do it, like if you just give me the industry or the idea of the product on in DMs, if you don't want to share that to the world as a concept, um, just that I can give you direction on platforms that could work better. Um, Same thing when I used to do the t-shirts. I know you I mean, you probably remember that because you were here. But I had t-shirt. Um, the the idea was pretty good. The execution of creating the t-shirts, the design, the things were pretty good. However, I did that in my first year of existing as a streamer. Creating merch as a streamer on my first year was not a good idea. Like no one knew who I was. No one still know who I am. Like that didn't change, but didn't have the same awareness, didn't have the same audience, didn't have the same content. And from reflecting on what I did, most of the t-shirts that I did were not most, all of them were basically having my logo plastered um, on a t-shirt and not really thinking about what it is, if you want to wear it, not wear it, whatever. And then I looked at other streamers' merch, and they are basically designed that I would like to wear, and that's it. Then it comes from me, but it's just a cool design and not like a cool design with my logo in the center, which is not necessarily what people want. So that is something that I thought about after. And that's where the skull itself kind of came through and then had the faces and all that. Nonetheless, different stuff. But like that's an option. And if it's journaling related, journaling is really big. It's also really, really big. So it's big in both sides, as in there is a ton of people that are doing journaling related stuff, and there is a ton of people that are doing journaling stuff. So in order for you to stand out and be successful there, it needs to be um like extremely good or extremely different. If it's just one of these, like one of these journaling templates type of thing, um it's gonna be complicated. But right, 24 bucks for that. It looks really cool, has a good cover. Right, cool. These have 20,000 reviews. So 20,000 times whatever the price was, but let's say 20,000 times 20 is a lot of money. And I don't know how long this listing has been up. I don't care. 20,000 reviews means that not everyone leaves a review. And, you know, like it's a thing that can work. So you need to be different. You need to um you need to stand out, and this one stood out when I was looking here, right? Like I'm looking at these, same, different, kind of same, different, kind of the same as this one. It's probably the same person. Uh, Different paper thing, same thing as earlier. This is the same as up there. This is like a drawing apps, whatever. Different, cool. And then I can just see that this person, for example, is different, but has only 111 reviews. That means that at least 11 and like 111 people have bought that thing, and maybe received it, didn't receive it. I don't know. I don't really care. It's the same thing, but they are kind of different. You can see that the difference is going to be how you present the content. So having a video to showcase your content is going to be pretty good. Um, Having like a different type of material, different type of like stuff is going to be really good. But most of the people that are here have like, well, most of the one that are like kind of standing out are the one that well visually stand out. So with that, but again, like we are here on page one, and we have people that have 50 sales, or at least based on the numbers of reviews, 50 sales right there. And we have people that have 20,000 sales based on the number of reviews. Um, and this is Etsy, and this is like assets. So that's why I'm there. That is the reason, because you said that you wanted to have like digital assets kind of thing. So I don't disagree with that. I would love to know what these people, specifically the one that have like the lower number of sales, um, are doing when it comes to marketing. Because if it's simply Etsy, just sharing my product to the store and to the people that are on Etsy, um, I it can't really work. Etsy is really bad.
Fu is now following.
Itafu, I, I can't speak today. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Thanks a lot for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome on in. Who are you? How are you? How did you find the stream? Welcome on in. So that like Etsy stuff is something, right? It does work for assets. Um, that sounds like a classic thing. Cat, good luck on the highliner. But I don't know. I don't think if you have, let me say that, if you have a job and you want to keep your job, doing assets on the side will not work. If you don't have a job and you want to sell assets and that becomes your full-time job, and you just grind all day marketing, sharing, content creation, promoting the thing, maybe you can make it. But that's at least that's how I see it. And then the other route, which is more complex and takes more time, is you build a community, you build something, you basically ensure that the people that you are with all the time are interested in a subject or something. And then you release an app, a product, an a set of assets that will work. But other than that, it is really complex and really difficult to succeed in the asset world. Like basically the only reason why this is successful, not exactly, but kinda, is because I am part of a greater community of people that are interested in learning Japanese. Therefore, when I build like a Japanese learning app specifically based on an issue that I have with the other apps that I'm seeing, that resonate with a lot of people in that same community, and therefore it kind of works. Doesn't work much, but it kind of works. I have some sales, not much. Still, it kind of offset the cost of the Apple Store of $100 per year. But like that's the reality of things. Like I build this, it works, it's there, it's available. The people that are the target audience for Japanese learning, they can have access to it right there. And it's really good. Obviously, I'm biased, but you know, um, other than that, it is really complex, at least from my point of view, to get something out. Like right now, the other product that I'm working on is this one, which is something else. And that is like how can I say that? That has a very, very, very small potential of success, and I know that. But it has a potential of success to an extent. However, right now it doesn't. It's broken. Like that behavior of resizing is kind of broken. Um, but it's a thing. It's a thing. It will work at some point. Um, anyways, thanks. Like I've built things plenty. This is the only one that is really out there. Um, with like also with the fact that it has Android and iOS as well, that kind of works. That kind of helps the creation of momentum and all of that. But it's complicated. Um, the building things for lazy people is really good. Not gonna lie on that. Like that's a really really good thing. I should just do that all the time. Free marketing. um, but yeah, like it's complex. So if your goal is just to create assets and like visual assets, if it's animated, static, emotes, stream overlays, um, like journaling sheets, whatever, something that works for you. You need marketing for that, and the amount of marketing that you need is gonna be massive because well, you know, you can. Um, I mean, you can. It's just it's gonna take some time to grow, to make it work. So, eh, it's feasible. It's just it's a lot of work. I think my take is gonna be, um, it's gonna be the best take. Obviously, I'm not biased in there. Um, but if you have a job and you want to make some money on the side by selling assets, it's probably not going to work. If you don't have a job and you want to make some money by selling assets, you're going to work 24/7. basically. Like the only time that you will not work is when you sleep, because otherwise the thing is not going to work to sustain you financially. And if you don't work as much as that, it's probably not going to work unless what Chris said earlier, the product needs to be that good. Like it needs to be astonishingly good so that people talk about it on their own. Like right now, the only thing that people are saying when they are here and looking at the design of the app and using the app and all that is it's so nice to have a different app feel, and it's so nice to have something that is targeted to me specifically. Like it stands out because it looks amazing, blah blah blah. I take the pats on the back. I like that. But if you like the app because it looks good, I failed. Like it's not wasn't the goal. The goal was to help you learn Japanese, and that's the there. Um, so if it's that good, then it could work. Like the example that we had a second ago on Etsy with the stream overlay of the Tokyo thing with the grain in the background and the texture and all that. That stood out to me. It's also like a very me style. Like it really looks like some of the thing that I would do, and that helps them and in my ability to potentially share their thing and say, well, I found this so good. And then just maybe they have a contract, maybe they have something. Like for example, the thing that we shared, not really, some time ago, like this thing from Alex. I shared that website because the design of it is really cool. Like that's a very cool website. And the illustration, the style, the things that I have seen on their website to me is really nice. And I shared that on Twitter, I shared that on Blue Sky, and it some people liked it, some people retweeted it, like reposted the thing, and potentially, and I don't know, potentially the people that have seen that this was 2021 and then moved on to the other years, and so that they have worked with Destiny 2, they have worked with other places to create illustration, to create games, to create stuff. And maybe someone in that realm of people that have seen their content was a hiring manager that needs to, well, hire someone specifically to create like some illustrations. And they did. I don't know. That could be a thing. But that only happened because the thing that I saw on Pinterest was so good that I like it so much, or liked it so much. I was like, this is so good. I need to talk about it. Like this is so much what I like to see that I need to share what I've seen. That's the English word. What I've seen. And that you know, like that can only happen if the content is exactly what I was looking for at the instant I opened Pinterest on that day at 10 a.m. So maybe I wouldn't have done that in 2 days later. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I would have seen something different. Like if I'm here and I'm just looking at Pinterest and I like this, I don't know, random stuff. And I'm saying like this is pretty good. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. If I don't really have access to a better view, then this is kind of shit and I can't really share. I don't know who is the creator of that. So I wouldn't like maybe I like the design, but I can't really share about it. Maybe I'm like, I like these, that's another way of sharing something. Maybe they are like basically selling the nail polish. I don't know. Maybe that's what they do, but just having the video and showing me how things kind of work is interesting enough for me to say, well, you know what, I could buy that. Not necessarily me, but that. So having that can help. That is one of the reasons why lately, or some of my latest videos have been what I have in like can and the creations and all that, but also, um, different content. So, eh. But the three videos that I show my face on, and it's filmed through the camera, are like higher views than the rest of these. So, eh, sometimes, maybe, at some point. I don't know. Anyways, that's the type of thing that I need to do, and I don't do it. But yeah. But yeah, that's the thing that can happen. So if the content, if the thing that you're creating is that good, and you can justify, not justify, but like, guys, well, hi, welcome in, welcome back. How are you? How have you been? I'm pretty good. I'm not in Japan. No, I'm back in France, sadly. Health is, yeah, degrading. Still dying. We're good. Um, but yeah, like that's the thing. If the content is that good, there will be people sharing about it. Um, no, I'm not. I'm not doing ads. I should. Um, my hook is sadly French and still dying, or dying faster than you. Yes, yes, I will win that race. Yes, probably. I don't know. We'll see. I heard something about the illness that I have, where some people, in rare cases, have no symptoms for decades. Like they have their first wave of symptoms, and then they have nothing for like 10 plus years, sometimes 20 plus years, and then they have another wave later. So I got that at like 30, and then I would have like another wave at 45, 50 maybe. Um, so that's a thing. You can still die first. Yes, me too. I'm taking planes more often, and lately planes are debatable. um, but yeah, I don't do ads. Okay, like I should. I should. I should. Uh, I should do ads. I just don't know what to do with ads. I don't know what content or what should be the content of the ads to make it make sense. I know the targeting. The targeting is pretty simple, um, but yeah, like it's just yeah. No, I don't. The main difference is that the planes that I take are safe, because I do long flights, and long flights are more secure than small flights. So because my plane flights are always 14 hours and expensive, and with companies that take care of their planes, I'm good. I'm good. I mean, planes are really safe outside of the US. And so Cat is using the worst company of all, which makes sense because it's cheap. I get it. But yeah. So yeah, I should do ads. I should do a lot of things. I should do a lot of marketings. I just don't know what to do. And until it clicks, um, gel is good. Gel is pretty good. I'm team A&A, obviously, because Japan. Gel doesn't really do long haul like France. I mean, they do, but less. It's a bit more expensive. And otherwise, I'm just Air France. Very French, very patriotic of me, but they are kind of the best airline. It's next to like Qatar Airways, which is really good. But yeah, um, ANA is really good inside of Japan. Like it's. I mean, I think I've said that 3 months ago. Well, there was this influencer that was saying that you should take this train pass. And they were selling the train pass for like $300 or 275 instead of 300. I was like, well, if you just take the plane, you can do the same trip back and forth in a plane for $40 instead of 275. You decide. And they were like, yeah, that's not true. Anyways. NA is really good in inside of Japan. Like it's really quick as well. Like Japan is kind of small as a country. It's not that small, but that's what she said. Um, but it's kind of small, and yeah, like having like a 35-minute flight, basically. Like you are in the airport for like 2 hours, but the flight is 35 minutes, going from one side of Japan to the other, and you're good. So yeah. Huh. Yeah, I mean, Qatar Airways is pretty good in terms of their lower tiers are better than some of the lowest tier that exist, if that makes any sense. Like the premium economy in whatever Ryanair has is roughly what Qatar Airways will have as Eco. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the manufacturers of the planes, there is like three companies. I think there is Boeing, Airbus, and I mean, Boom doesn't count. Who's the third one? I work for these two. I work for the first two. Um, who's the third one? I forgot. Anyways, when I was a mechanic, I did parts of the planes for Airbus and Boeing. Um, I have never heard of these two. But probably. But yeah, like it's not like an anyone can build a plane and anyone has enough supply chain thing to build a plane and be good. Um, that probably is the reason why I don't know. Oh, it's Thales. Thales. But Thales is more uh, these and also French. So it doesn't really. Yes, I recognize that logo. I'm a designer. I know logos. I don't know the rest. Um, but yeah, they are more military, which is kind of similar to these, which technically the one that I've worked for are the fighter jets. and we did the we did the pedals for the fighter jets. So big ass aluminum things that needs to be like machined properly all day. It's pretty cool. But yeah, that was Thales. The Airbus one was quite the opposite when it comes to machining pieces. It was basically this. And it's not this, but it was basically this size. Um, and and that was it. Like that was the piece. Basically, it was a cable holder, something that will basically lock the cable in place. So it had like a thread inside and a slit on the side and a hole in both sides. So it's just put a cable inside, you lock it down, and it can't go out. Type of situations, and that was for Airbus. And Boeing was a smaller disc, but it was different. It was also like a management thing, like a management piece, something that covered something else that was necessary. But yeah, but yeah, when I'm talking like manufacturer, I was mostly talking about the commercial airplanes. I think Boeing and Airbus are the mains that I kind of know of. So technically, even Ryanair, Qatar's, JAR, all of that, they have the same import of um, the same planes, anyways. So at the end of the day, the safety of these planes is just to the extent of the maintenance that is done by these companies. So if your wife's brother's is a maintenance in planes, uh, then yeah, could be good, should be good, shall be good. But yeah, that was a fun part. Like I wish I had um pictures of the pedals. They were massive. I mean, at the time, I was no, I was the same size. They were bigger than my head, which is crazy to me. Um, yeah, I mean, you need to cut costs in things, but I don't think Ryanair has been having that much crashes. Like for the amount of like the again the percentage of crashes compared to the percentage of flights is really low. Um, okay, sorry. Huh. Yeah, that's not an issue I have, Chris. I'm sorry. Like the title say, I'm small. I'm short. I'm really short. I just yeah. I can too. I just need a ladder. Yep. But yeah, no, we have like 14 hour flights. I'm business or premium economy. I'm not economy. Like that's not. I don't. Or if I do, I'm not sat. Like I'm basically in the crew or with the crew in the back of the plane, just chatting the whole time. Um, just because it's 14 hours. I can't be sat for 14 hours. I mean, I can, but the seats are shit. So, yeah. But also, Kane, if it was your first, like I'm guessing based on the name that you gave, it was an Argentina to Argentina flight, so kind of short flight. Um, Usually that's fine. I mean, most of the time it's fine. Like it's just like 2025 has been kind of crazy, specifically for the US planes. As in, we've seen a lot of crashes. We've averted a lot of crashes. Like there was a Ryanair plane that almost crashed into a private jets because, they um yeah, it was a 1 hour flight. 1 hour flight is fine. That's basically when I mean not really. When I go to Berlin, no. It's shorter. But yeah, similar. Similar time. Berlin is like 20 minutes. It is crazy. It's just crazy to me to have like you take off, so that takes like 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. You then fly for 25 minutes and you land. And the whole thing like took 30 to 35 minutes and you're another in Germany. It's just okay. It happens. It's fine though. It's nice. I almost did that 2 weeks ago. Almost. There was a specific person that had a show in Berlin, a live event. Me at a live event. Can you believe that? I could have done that. I didn't. The tickets were like $45 for their premium prices for the tickets. As in, you become like a VIP and you help the venue have more people coming in. And I was like, hey, $45 is nothing. And then the plane tickets were like $75. So I could have done that. However, the Airbnb was like twice as much. So I couldn't. I could have. I could have. Would have been good. Would have been a live event for me, which is not happening often. But yeah. Um, a lot of people that are coming from France to Japan are taking stops flight, and I hate that. Like I personally can't do flights with stops. I think it's dumb. I think you waste way more time and you're like way more tired. So I would rather take a 14 hours straight than have like a 26-hour journey, but you stop in um the UAE and you stop in Singapore and you go to Japan. Like it just makes no sense to me. Um, I mean, Berlin and Brussels is not that close, and it would be annoying to do the trip. You know, like it's easier for me to just go to Berlin. It is way cheaper. Like the uh, huh? Fuck me and my brain. Um, like if I go from Paris to Tokyo, I think that because it doesn't have a choice. And then you want to go, I don't know, next Saturday, and you come back months after, whatever. Then, if I take the ones with stops, I think it's still calculating. Um, the one with stops are gonna have like $800, roughly, like two stops, 36 hours. Oh, goddamn. But if I do non-stops, it's gonna take me 1K. So, and with my classic company, it is a 1.6. God damn it. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Yeah, but you know. Chris, that is, yeah. I've heard that. That can't happen to me. I'm not scary enough, and also I would like just sit at a whatever coffee shop they have and be on my phone. That's what I would do. But yeah, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. The last time I did, I had my chest camera to do like a I mean it's basically when I moved to Japan, I wanted to have like a I had planned into doing some side of daily vlogs of the activities and the walking and all that that I did. And so I walked around the airports from buying the macaron for the crew to where I was sitting waiting for the flight and then going in the flight, whatever. Having like a plan of the video that I wanted to make. And I did that. And yeah, that's the not that good. At the end of the day, I didn't produce the video anyways. I deleted everything, and also the camera is in Japan right now, so I can't do that. But yeah, um, yeah. I mean, for 10 hours, if you've been working for 10 hours, I get it. It makes sense, right? But yeah, right now I'm looking at the again. I'm looking at the schools, the Japanese schools, because that would be my way in again. Um, like it's easier, kinda, to get in with a school. It just pisses me off. So I think if I again going back to what Kane was saying, if I build something that give me some money on the side, enough money on the side to be substantial, I could like I could do that. But yeah. Eh, I mean, if you're tired, yeah. I mean, it's just the fucking marketing. It's the marketing. I can't do the marketing. Uh, it's not. Like the easiest thing that I can do in terms of marketing for this is as of right this instant. If you go on the app and you want to upgrade, you need to pay the subscription, which is either the monthly subscription or the yearly subscription. That's the only two options. Or you buy the app uh, in one go, and you have that, and you know, um, it's done, and then you have the app forever, whatever. And 300 or 30,000 yen is $200 roughly. So it is an expensive buy, but um, I don't want to sell ads. I mean, I don't want to pay for ads because I don't have um, like I don't have made enough from the app itself to be able to um, justify paying for ads just yet. Oh shit! I forgot yesterday. Oh goddamn. But that's Like that's the thing. That's the thing that I need. I just need to sell the subscription, and then we good. But 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 in order to make the selling easier and the marketing go well, I basically would need to contact the Japanese learning influencer community on TikTok, on YouTube, on whatever, and just ask them, would you be willing to promote the app for or in exchange of a percentage of the sales that I make based on like your promo code? And usually they say no, they want to be paid first and then um, promote something, which makes sense. I get it. I don't have the funds to make them make a video for me. So that's kind of bad. And so I've been trying in the Japanese learning community on TikTok. When I'm seeing someone that is recommending apps, I'm just saying, here is like what I'm working on. If you want to take a look at it, I would love some feedback on it. And so that lives in the comments of these videos. The thing is, um, you like most of these people, I can see my comments, but the comment has been hidden for all the other people in the chat. Just kind of sad, but thank. Um, so you want to sell product design ebook? You can build your ad and select memorize the followers as audience. Yes, you can. On Meta, so for Instagram, Facebook's, and as well as the Google Ads system as well, you can do that. You can have like your pixels and your ad campaigns, which would run on everything. So not just like Facebook's, but also like all the other platforms. So that's pretty good. Um, and you can really target like the right user. You can say, well, if they are have been interested in Japanese, if they have been interested in learning Japanese, if they have like a certain amount of levels, if they have been looking at websites that are related to Japan in the past X amount of months, you can do that in the targeting section. But last time that I used ads, I basically lost. No, not I spent. I think I spent $800 on ads that didn't bring me anything. And obviously these were my first ads, so they were kind of shit. But also, you know, um, still, right now I kind of have the money for like 1K of ads, but I don't know. I would also need some sort of better content to share in the ads. Right now, it's mostly like a regular post, like, oh, I built this thing, test it out. Like that's about it. So I don't know. I don't know. And if you're not correct, you should contact influencers to get influencers to promote your things. So I can't really. Uh, ha! Can I show you that? I doubt it. Eh. Sorry. Um, like if I go here, for example, I'm on TikTok and I'm just like there and looking at the influencers, the people that have like a lot of views. Like for example, these crew have, um, or this one specifically have 1 million views. So that one specifically, that duo, I could contact them and ask them if they would like to promote something, right? That could be a thing. But like that's basically what I need to do. I need to go through the entire feed that is here and just see who is speaking about what and what they do, how they are promoting things. Do they promote or are they promoting apps? If so, which apps do they promote? And most of the Japanese learning community is kind of in all agreement in that, where we all say that apps are bad for learning Japanese. So why would the whole community say, "Oh, apps are bad for learning Japanese" all the time, and then there is an app that is pretty good, though? We could do that, you know. Um, so yeah, you kind of need to contact the influencers. The thing that is also that I kind of wanted to say is the other options is to do affiliate marketing, which is what I have in the Discord's like affiliate things, but also I did I do that? Nope. Uh, that's the wrong key. But that website here that has like all of my affiliate links and all the things. So if you are looking for something, like let's say you are looking for a design course or you're looking for NodePass, whatever, for VPN, you can click on that and then you have access to this thing. If you buy something from here, which can be good, I'm getting a cut, but not a big cut. And that's basically like one of the best options you have for this as well. If you are part of the affiliate marketing there and you do the marketing for me, or you talk about it and someone is going to buy the UI kit through that link that you have created for yourself, then you get 50% and I get 50%. So right now the whole thing is, I forgot how much. I think it's $80. Yep, exactly. So you get 40, I get 40. You don't need to, I mean, you need to pay taxes on that, but you know, um, different. So it's an option. Eh. But yeah, affiliate marketing is the best thing. And right now, I can't really do that because the app is subscription based and not buy once. I mean, it has a buy once thing, but the buy once is just a big buy once, like $200 is it's an investment. It's not something that most people would do or buy throughout. So yeah. One of the things that people have recommended me to do is to have some dictionary packs instead of having none of them. So in here, for example, we have the 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000, 5, and 6,000 dictionaries that are available that exist in the first 6,000 words of the Japanese language, which you kind of need to know in order to progress and be good in your day to day. So that's something that I could have as a pack. Like instead of buying each of them for $4 each, you can buy the whole for like 10, maybe not, but maybe just 20. Um, so you basically have one for free. But that's a thing that could happen. That could be an option. I mean, technically it should be 15, but yeah, because the first one is free. Um, but that's an option for me to get like a potential affiliate code saying that if someone is buying through a specific link, then the link creator is getting a discount or is getting a cut off the sales. But that would only work if I have, or if I was selling things through not Apple. Right now I'm selling through the App Store only, and therefore this is not working. So all of that is annoying. All of that is annoying. But yeah, but there is like a ton of affiliate marketing as an option. There is a ton of influencer marketing that is really good. It's just like with the type of content that I have, I could only do um, an upfront payment. Like I could only say, well, I have that budget. What can I do with that? Or how much do you charge for a sponsored video and so on. But yeah, that's yeah. At some point, maybe I will. I don't know. Also, what the fuck is that? That looks tiny. I'm looking at the nightlife right here. It the icon itself looks really thin compared to the 5K and 4K. So I'm kind of unsure now of what I did. I don't think I did anything in there. Interesting. Well, tell me how things work. Is that is 45? And the four, yeah. These are not, yeah, that's the reason. Yeah, these are thicker. I see. I can't really make them less thick. That's for sure. But yeah, I need to work on that a tad. Maybe. I don't know. Probably. Did they showcase stuff, Chris? Or, I mean, sorry, let me rephrase that. Did they showcase progress throughout the whole thing? Or are they just now showcasing what they have done? And so you could have followed through the whole process for both, or have they, how they have come up with the concept and all that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. The the one that I didn't talk about, I haven't heard from them yet. Makes sense. As they said, I will hear from them in April. At 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 the minimum, April. Like first hear back in April to know if I am part of the 40 finalist, which is crazy. But yeah, that's just wild. That is just wild. Yeah. Do they have like I don't think I have anything in the live section. Like that's probably the reason. It used to be here, but it's not, at the top anymore. And I doubt I will see the things. Um, isn't that the same? I mean, that's Hunter, which is like Hunter, Tommy, and Brett probably have done the same thing with like volume that I talked about earlier. Vale, hi, welcome on in. I wish there was like a go back type of situation to see how or what people are doing. So it's basically a Tom thing, and it yeah yeah okay see yeah it is from um basically Relume for sure, and it is sponsored by paper. That makes sense. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I didn't look at it. I just Chris is talking about it. So I think from what I can tell is they had an hour to discuss like and know what was the prompt, what was the tools, what were the things, and then they just started. They talked about what happened. They received their prompts of what are the guidelines, what are the things together, like Brett's and Hendrik right there, and then they went through in an hour or in 30 minutes. I mean, technically, if they received their prompt heats an hour ago, it's been 58 minutes, so probably 45 minutes to an hour in total to do that. The thing that I'm seeing is this one, which is Brett's one, is in light mode, the other one is in dark mode, but this one's working with Lovable, which is interesting. I think Lovable should have been sponsoring the thing rather than, you know, anything else. Um, but yeah, I will be biased if I see both. I will 100% be biased. For reasons. I'm not gonna explain more than that. But yeah, I mean that's interesting. I think I need to see the final things like live and click on the links so that we can look at it rather than not. Because I could go on the URL immediately. Like that's not necessarily an option, an issue for me. To just do that. I don't even know if that works. It doesn't. It doesn't work. The link doesn't work. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, Hendrik. That is the truth. I'm not gonna lie there. I don't know Hendrik at all. Um, I see uh, Vale in the chat on Twitter, but I think the benefits, from my point of view, again, this is a very me thing. The benefits of Flowable is going to be you have access to the code once it's done. So if you know what you're doing and you know code, you can scrap out something really, really fast in 45 minutes and then tweak things here and there, and you have access to everything. Like you can modify, edit, transform whatever things you want in this whole thing. Whereas what Brett did around here is not here. Here is really good in terms of Webflow container, but you can't get in and tweak very, very like JS based content. Like you wouldn't have the ability to go through and say, well, I need this to be implementing with that, I don't know, JSAP for the animation. I want motion.dev to be used, whatever. That's not a thing that you can do easily, at least on Webflow. So with this, at least for me, with the ability to say, well, I need this whole thing to be like in Tailwind, and then I can just come back in, edit stuff, be good with it. I don't know. It makes way more sense to me. Again, this is basically what I'm using every day, so not lovable, but it is the same thing, right? I just have this thing, needed something to be working. I did that, it worked. I'm happy with it, and it, mm, it's not prototyping anymore, but yeah. Um, Webflow is not for you, and I think I told you that before. I don't have, I mean, I don't have good dev knowledge, but I have enough dev knowledge for Webflow to be a pain in the ass because I know that 2 lines of CSS would do the thing that I want to do, and inside of Webflow, it will take 8 steps to achieve the same thing I need frame the whole thing. I need to make sure that this is in a very specific type of frame, which is going to be a flex box. And then I need to change my shadow on hover with an animation things, which is at the bottom of the tray on like in here, technically, like where the chat is for you on Webflow. And then I go there, I go at the bottom, I assign step or state A and then state other, and I do stuff. And it is an annoyance compared to Colin Oliver. Done. Like, this is the design that I have for the regular CSS, and then Colin Hover. This is the design that I need for the hover state. And it's good and it's finished and I don't have to do anything. And specifically if it's in Tailwind, I can just have the hover state baked in the singular line of HTML, which is even easier. So to me, it it is way better to just go through direct code, even though I don't have the skills. So that should give you a bit of an idea of the level of annoyance that Webflow is if you know code. As you just said, you've been working with WordPress, so it is kind of the same thing. But I feel like the like Framer is the other one that is compared to Webflow most of the time, and I would work with Framer 90% of the time, just because it takes the no code in a very different direction. I don't Let me see. I shouldn't have done that. It's fine. So this is gonna be rough, but that is the Webflow interface. I think I share that. Behind my camera there is the layers, and once you select something, you have uh, this view of the layers, which is not that. Bitch, get out. This view of the layers, which very similar to the regular things of other platforms and all that. That makes sense. But this view here, like that container, is too close to code and too um yeah, it is too close to code for me. Like that view, that container, that CSS that they have defined here is annoying because it looks too techy. And if I take the example of Framer, which is the competition, you will see probably later, Framer later, the similarity, I guess, where my layers are on the side. You can see them there. I mean, you can't see them there, but they are here, right? All that makes sense. Whatever. It's the same as Figma. It's the same as everything. If I select something, I have the same interface. Like I have the same inspector on the right side, but there is something that is way more friendly. Like from this, that's my face in big. from from this view right here, that is mostly to me dev, and here that is really designer friendly. It's the same content. It's the same things. You have the exact same values when you have things that needs to be like in with constraints or with static or whatever. It has the ability to give you like the position absolute at the top, right? That thing right there, survival. Hi, welcome on in. How are you? And that thing here is kind of the same, right? It's, I mean, it's kind of the same. It's similar, but it's not the same. Um, and so to me, this is way easier to grasp and way simpler to understand because it limits you in your ability to do stuff. It's a design tool that spit out code and spit out like a live version of the thing that you need to work on. But this is a dev tool for designer. So it's just weird because that is an overly complicated way of presenting this, at least to me. And I don't even remember if we had done, I think I did, but I probably deleted that, sadly. um, yeah, probably deleted it. Shit. I think I did that same website on both at some time, at some point to make sure that we saw the differences because we did this one on stream and eh, I don't know. Um, but it, I mean, to me, it's mostly this. Like you have like style selector, which are like combo classes. So it's tailwind classes style definition at the top, but not necessarily the same way. So it is annoying. And again, because I have like the slightest amount of knowledge about HTML and CSS, it is a pain. Whereas here, it's just Figma to me. It's Figma in dark mode because at the time that Framer existed, Figma didn't have dark mode yet. And the only difference that we had was instead of doing um, R for rectangle because rectangle don't exist, you do F for frames and then you color the frame, and that's it. And now with the new version, Shift A also works to do auto layouts like in Figma. So all these things just works the same way. And so when you arrive here, you're like, yeah, cool. That makes sense. I understand this. I understand this. It's just I'm at home and I can work too. So for dev, that might be too limiting. For designer, that is pretty good because it's the same interface that you already know. Whereas Webflow is just Eh, I don't know. But yeah, that's the, I mean, to me, that's the thing. So if it was a real builder was in between like Webflow versus Lovable, I think I wouldn't have went for Webflow. But I mean, if Brett has a better understanding of Webflow, I do understand why they would go there. Like it would make way more sense to use the tools that you know and not waste time. So like same, I mean, same thing as me. Like right now, I've, I mean, I've been saying that. Um, I this I showed you the design that I made in Figma. I did 3 screens, technically two, and a navigation bar at the bottom, and that's it. And then I fully moved to code. And I wanted to change the design. I changed the design in code directly. I didn't do much in Figma. And if I had to do anything in Figma, I mean, you've seen what happened. You have been here before. Let me see if I can have like that. Shit, that's the wrong button. That have been the design that I have made, right? These were the initial ideas of how things were supposed to look. That's why I said like 2 screens because there was this and this, and that's about it. That's all I did. And then after that, I did things like this to explain to lovable like AI and say, well, this is how the app is currently looking. We want the question to be there, and we want the question content, which is this, to like kind of span out up. Same thing for this. Like I did, yeah, that's the progress. But we want the content there, and when we want the check at the bottom. And then the more I was working on it, the less I use these. But you know, like all of that, kind of sometimes I had to think about stuff visually, so I did that here. But most of the design itself have been made there, and I didn't really use them. Like that was the other thing, and this is not how it looks now. And for this one, it's even worse. I did this um, in January, I think, and I'm not using it just yet. And then in the layout page, I have some references. I did some things for the app icon that I was talking about. And I did the basics of how the app is supposed to look because that's how I have it in my head. And then just simplified it, made other things. I'm building a component for the card right now. God damn it. FC high, we're all in. But I'm not doing design at all. Like I haven't been doing anything to build this um in any way, shape, or form. Like it's just code, which right now is not the best, but it's still better than nothing. It works. it does the thing that I'm asking it to do. I have the navigations. I have the ability to extend or expand the map if I need it. Like all of that makes a lot of sense to me. So you know, like it's just it's easier to go in code. I said it. I know I said it. Than to do it in design in Figma. Hi, how are you, Debshi? How's everything? Oh, so yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird that I really don't touch Figma anymore. Much. I'm mostly just, oh yeah, we need something. It needs to look something like this. And I'm basically sketching in Figma, and then uh, I just do the thing. What do you mean you can't enroll? You can't enroll in the Apple Developer Program because you're a part of a specific country right now? Is that what happens? Yeah, yeah. I mean, did you press the right buttons? It took me a day, as in, I thought I needed it. I went in, I pressed the button, and then yeah. Oh yeah, that. Well, sometimes they say longer, but it's not that longer. So yeah, I need to pee though. 1 second. That's weird though. But I mean, I don't know. It feels weird actually because I didn't have to do that. So obviously, it feels weird. Um, but one of the things that I can tell you is that sometimes Apple is giving you like a timeline, an amount of time that it should take to do something, and it takes not much longer. But because they passed that first initial deadline, they push to the longest potential. So if they say 48 hours, which I think it was 72 for me, um, for something else, whatever. And then they push it, or maybe it was 48 and then they push it to 72, I forgot. They do it at the 49th hour or the 50th hour rather than anything else. So that's, I mean, to me, that's the thing that happens. Um, Debatable. I don't know, but yeah. But it was pretty easy though, at least to me, to be like to send them money was pretty easy. So yeah, I don't know. Feels weird. Feels weird. Yeah, dang. I mean, if I'm looking at dang, yes, there's a difference of designer, but I mean, Brett has as much experience as me. I think he's also at like the 20 years of experience, a bit less, I think. Um, so yeah. um, I think I mean, it makes sense. But if you had like a designer, right, versus a designer, me, debatable, um, and I use only AI and chats to build something, and he use only Webflow to build something, it would be a fairer, more fair comparison because you would have a designer versus a designer. It's really much a builder war, not a um, uh, not a skills war. Because obviously Brett has, even if we don't know if his success is real or not real, I don't really give a shit. This probably is. Um, he has the skills. He has the understanding of what makes a website work, a work site web, yes, a website work, and he knows how, like, some things needs to be placed in some specific like locations to make sure that the user clicks on it and not clicks on it, whatever. Whereas Enric, which again I don't know, as you said, isn't a designer and doesn't have um, much experience. I think you said that, and mostly is a dev using like AI and stuff. So the fact that with the little amount of experience that I'm perceiving, and the uh, little amount of dev that he has as well, apparently, same thing, and he not realized, but like achieved that website, which is not that good, but it's still working. Uh, I think that's already pretty good. But again, that if it had like a designer with 15 years of experience between a designer of 15 years of experience, one is using Webflow, one is using Framer, for example, because that's the thing. Um, what platform won at the end is just based on the skills of the designer, anyways. Like it's not um, it it doesn't really matter like what platform they use. If it's the platform of choice for me and the platform of choice for you, for example, it's gonna come up with, let's say we have the exact same level of quality and experience. The platform is not gonna give us any advantage. Like you know how to work with whatever. To me, it's the same thing as saying, "Oh, you want to use Sublime Text or VS Code." without plugins. Like, who won? Well, it's the same shit. At the end of the day, it doesn't gonna change anything in the output if you just need like an HTML web page and that's the goal. You just need like something that print hello words. Um, in Tailwind, it's gonna do the same. So I I don't know. Like this is more of a brag than anything on Brett's side, I think. Um, where it's yeah, it's just the skills and the habit and the being used to um the tool themselves. Like no, I'm using code, straight code, and just AI. Okay, that's the thing. Like it's just like mm. Ah, that's probably the yeah, it's probably the case, Chris. That sounds like a potential, yeah. Yes. Yes, potential, yeah. But yeah, no, this is straight code. For the Android version, for the iOS version, like both of these are same thing. Like they work, they're good. Um, and yeah, like it's just working. And the Android version is um bitch Kotlin, and the iOS version Swift UI, so native on both sides. Pretty good, pretty good. So yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to find like an example, but based on what you said, Chris, in the like the fact that Hendrik is a marketer with no dev experience, no design experience, and just said something that pissed off Brett in a way. um, and is competing with Brett directly, that is working in his favorite tool or daily use tool. It's as if we were comparing your wife using Figma and compared to me using Figma. Like, I don't, no shade, but I don't think there is anything like it, it's yeah, it feels the same to me. Like from this point of view, it feels like yeah, we like Brett just wanted to flex and showcase his skills in Webflow and said, well, Webflow's not dead. I can do that. And the other one was like, well, Webflow's dead. I can do that. Eh. Yeah. So that's why like the Relium design challenge thingy that I shared earlier is better because it is kind of designer of the same level. Um, would make sense. Um, but then again, th- I I mean this is mostly true and mostly a me thing, but you put me and Brett as a competition, he wins. There's no question there. Um, you put I mean basically what I'm saying is you put me and anyone else in a competition, the other person is winning. What I excel at is seeing something that exists and fixing it based on the knowledge that I have. But creating something from scratch based on a client vision or a a brief. I'm not saying that it's harder, but it's taking way more time. And in the competition settings of like 30 minutes to 45 minutes to an hour to just do the thing, I can't. My brain cannot process that much that fast in creating the first draft, polishing the second draft, having a first potential, creating the second potential, polishing the third potential, and then releasing something. That's basically how my brain works because I need to see something to fix it, to see it again, to fix it, to see it again, to fix it. So, um, that's like if I'm in with the competition settings, no way, no way I'm winning, no way. But if you give me something like the um that that we talked about, you have seen nothing, you don't know what I'm talking about. That once it's released and once we have like the result and all that, I will share what happens. Um, but this is a better setting for me, even though it's still a competition and it's still like 3 days, so that wasn't not enough. I mean, 4 days technically, but still same thing. Um, like basically you receive a brief and then you have 4 days to do the whole thing. And right now we are just waiting for the judges to decide things and do whatever. But like my whole process, um, let's see if I can do that. Um, yeah, my whole process basically went from a very, very basic e-commerce like that. Sorry if you've created that. But that's a very basic, like this is brand new, but still basic. Same thing at the bottom. To something like um I, I I don't even think that would be in there. Yeah, not really. To something like this at some point, to then go back to something a bit different, to something really like that. I did. Haven't seen it. To then end up on something that is, oh, I did something like this as well. Like really weird shapes and creative and whatever. It was less usable, so I kind of scrapped that. To then end up on something that was basically what Gleb would do. With, yeah, some shit like this at the end, roughly. Not exactly that, but roughly. In terms of simplicity and integrations, all that. Like I wanted something the most or the least distracting as possible based on the prompt and things. But yeah. So like my whole process took different steps, different genre, different IDs. And that took 3 days. It took 3 days. Like I couldn't come up with this on the first go. But yeah, eh, you know, different things. Anyways. So that's the thing. I don't know. Yeah. I think the only in 30 minutes, um, competition that I could potentially win is um, like recreate a picture in Figma, like that type of shit. That's pretty simple, mainly because I've done that so many times. And that's the only thing that comes to mind that is like, oh yeah, I can do that. Like you have an architectural thing, and yeah, I know. If I had like um, nah, right? You get that, and your goal is to recreate it in a certain amount of time. That I'm winning. There is no question. Like, yeah, that no questions. Um, if it's technical, as in how did you build like a component? How did you make it the most flexible that you could make it? Um, could win based on the component itself. But yeah, like again, because I've done so many and have the ability to say, well, if you have like a button, a button is the easiest thing to build. But you need to think about it in the sense of, okay, what happens if there is just one icon and no other things? So this is an icon only thing, so it needs like a version of this. Cool. And then you need a version that has like the icon on the left, the icon on the right, whatever. So you generate them. But like all of that, all this thinking of creating the properties, creating the properties, that's something that is in my brain. So I can do that. But again, is it necessary? I don't know. Like, is it something that would be like a competition? I doubt it. Like, technically, to me, there is no competition in that. It's just, can you do it? Yes, good. Does it take you 2 more days than me? I don't care. Is it done at the end? Is it good? Yes, cool. I'm fine with it. So, yeah, yeah. I'm also not a competitive person ever. I hate it. Like, there is no competition that I like. That's why I hate sports. Um, it's just like it makes no sense. Like competing for something, it's just eesh, ugh, not for me. So yeah, but that's the only skill-based competition that I could potentially win because I don't really care and I know how to do stuff. Ah, I as a French person, we are really into soccer, football, French, European football, and it has been the source of crime, murder, um, breaking of cars and streets and things since the beginning. So since I've been seeing that it existed on TV or anywhere, the only thing that I've seen is the disaster that comes after. So there is a big ass match, and friends win. Cool. I go out the next day in the morning to go to the gym. The streets are dirty. There is shit everywhere. Um, the cars have been turned over and put to flames. Like, like that happens. And that's when we win. And when we lose, it's the same. I don't get it. I don't get it. But having some sports and sportive activity, that's fine. Yeah. as I always say when people want to watch like a football games, I'm for the ball. Like if the ball marks whoever is shooting, I don't give a shit. There is a point somewhere, I'm clapping. There's no point somewhere, I'm clapping. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I think the um I think basketball is more interesting to me because it seems like there is more skills. There are skills on both sides, but you know, they also against football because French. Um, and archery has been way more interesting, but this is not like a, a team effort in a way. So yeah, hockey is interesting, baseball is interesting, but it bores me. There is nothing that is interesting to me. Like I'm just seeing people run. Yes, and and they put they gain points. Cool. I don't know. I wouldn't run to catch a bus. So watching people run makes no sense to me. Just there's no yeah no no. I'm not I mean let me say that again. I'm not a team sports person. I go to the gym every day almost. I mean every 2 days, but like at least 3 to 4 times a week. So I'm an active sportive person, but on my own. And I'm doing the thing that I want to do. I don't run behind a ball to try to shoot it somewhere. Makes no sense. No sense at all. I don't get it. I don't get it. Um, yeah. I've seen that. I'm also reminding myself of something. 1 second, I need to show you this, which is might break the stream. I don't know. Um, in the recent events, Harris shared something about Meld. We talked about Meld in the past, and I'm kind of scared here. I don't know if it will work. I have doubts. It might break. You may have lost something, as in Mike, right? That's probably the case. Yeah, but it's kind of weird. Anyways, Meld is a different streaming platform. As in, it is like a new OBS replacement, and that's something that we've used for a while now. Um, I mute that. That's crazy. And it has like some benefits compared to regular OBS based on if you are a Figma user. That will talk to you in a second. If you click on something, you have the ability to add corner radius to your sources. And so that's the easiest representation of, oh, what's the difference in between OBS and Meld? This is one of them, where you have basically the amount of flexibility and the amount of simplicity of Figma, but directly inside of OBS, like thing. So if I wanted to have like a different effect, I can just click on the thing, have the effect done, and just don't really care about it. It's just like it's one click there. I don't need to add plugins. I don't need to add anything, and it just works. So if I'm switching scene, for example, it will have the move transitions for whatever we have on OBS, and that's a thing that exists and is available and is really simple and easy to use overall. Like I can really quickly switch scenes and be good with it. That's a pretty impressive thing to do. But that is a tool that is going to be kind of popular-ish, I hope, because it will take over OBS. However, it doesn't have some of the thing that OBS has, obviously, and it's targeting beginner streamers, I'd say. It's pretty good, but it's targeting beginner streamers in the sense of you don't have as much flexibility as what OBS can give you. Um, and you don't have like the plugins, you don't have integration with streamer bots, you don't have integrations with items, you can do all the things with like the alerts and all that with browser source, obviously, but it is more complex. And so, more complex. It is like less complex than OBS, but harder to figure out things. It's the same thing as Webflow we were talking about earlier, so that's why I'm thinking about it. And so you have access to things, you have like widgets now, you also have like other things, you have Markdown, which is pretty interesting, but you mainly have most of the sources that exist inside of OBS in a very simple, very easy um, display of things. So it's very much Figma oriented or designer oriented. So that's why I kind of like it. But it doesn't have the integration with Atom, which I need, and it doesn't really have the integrations with multi-streaming much. I think here they kind of have it, so I'm gonna need to check that out. But today they released the clip option, which will basically clip the previous 90 seconds automatically, save it to your drive without you having to do anything. And this is a button that can be added to your Stream Deck, which is pretty cool. And they also have the plugins today, which is what Harry Seller has been building with them. And so that's interesting. I think in my own sentiment, that's interesting. I've been building like scenes and scene collection with it for the past year and a half, I think now. Basically since I just started streaming from a Mac, so finished 2022. Yeah. Waiting for them to build something about it or make something good from it, and it's almost there. It's almost there. And I think the push from Harry Seller is gonna kind of make it more used by some people. It really replaces or will replace a lot of the um, beginner streamer overlays. Like I do think if your stream is this scene and your gameplay just this scene, you should use Mailed. You shouldn't use OBS because that's all you need. If you have shit like me, um, like that, inside of your stream and your effects and your stuff, that is not available just yet. Um, but the whole rest of what you wanted to have, as in rounded camera, corners, animation between your scenes, all of that is automated into Meld. So that is pretty cool. Um, and again, it's free. They have released, I think they have released a version for Windows. It was Mac only in the beginning, and they have released a version for Windows. And now they have an integration with StreamerBot, but because I'm on Mac, I don't have StreamerBot. So that's a pretty good thing as a base. It has like all of the control, the sound control, which is really good. But that's a thing that I kind of wanted to talk about slowly, shortly, quickly, whatever. So yeah, Windows exists. macOS exists, which is really good. And StreamerBot, if you are someone that streams from a PC, a Windows computer, StreamerBot, which has been really good for a long time, from my point of view, is about to get an overhaul. So this is the current state of the design of StreamerBot. Okay, you get that? Looks like shit. You good with it? Cool. Um, Andy has shared a video yesterday, I think. Or is it? Yes. Um, and this is the new version of StreamerBot, which is dark mode friendly, new UI, simplified interaction, specifically this sidebar with all the things. It contains also helper texts, like stuff that makes more sense to beginners so that they understand how things work. And it also have like better overall um, integrations with other platforms. So that's the thing. It's coming out. It's currently in alpha, and that's good news for streamers on Windows. It's still Windows only, but yeah, this is the same thing. So having like Meld plus StreamerBot is pretty good, and just just a thing to keep in mind if you are a streamer and you are interested in stuff that makes your stream better. I think Meld is really good, and I think StreamerBot is extremely necessary when you're on PC. If you're on Mac, though, Atom is the only um, option. Yeah, that. I forgot if I had the command. Um, and it is paid. I know. I know. I know. StreamerBot is free. Meld is free. But Atom is paid, which is sad. But it's good. So, you know. But yeah, it's just that. Just that. I wanted to say that for no reason in particular. But yeah, I do be tired, and I am gonna send you to the usual Friday because that makes sense. It is Friday. Um, and Clark, you're still working on the words on stream overlay plugin thingy, I think. I don't think that the design that they have made is what I have sent, but we'll see. As always, the VOD is going to be on YouTube. If you have questions and are not live, you can join Discord, ask question in the design help channel. That's where I reply the fastest. And you can stalk me online, or you can come back here on Monday, unless I'm dead, like last Monday. We never know. But yeah, that happens. If you want to learn Japanese, as always, use can. That's really good. And if you want to give me money, you can sub here, but that's not necessary. I would rather you
Mum!
buy a UI kit, which will give you something to use. Anyways, take care of your days, take care of yourself. Who won? Chris. Good job. Congrats. That is impressive. 117. Congratulations. Gold label. Hi, bye. Thanks a lot for being here. I appreciate it. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day. Eat something, drink something. You know the drill. I'll see you soon. Bye.